Many chess fans had their brains broken after Hans Niemann's surprise win over Maxim at the Speed Chess Championship in 2024. It was a win that threatened to destroy the very fabric of the game. But as the dust settled, a really disturbing pattern began to emerge. Before the match, many chess fans did not expect Hans Niemann would lose. They had predicted and envisioned his loss would be in a humiliating and devastating manner. To show how deep the resentment for Hans Niemann was, many fans did not want him competing in the tournament because these players in the competition were far ahead of him. They cited suspicion of cheating as the reason for his inflated ELO rating, which made it seem like he was close to these players and he could compete with the best players in the world. But against all odds, Hans Niemann's victory silenced his doubters, or so it seemed. After his victory, a part of the chess community's attention turned to dissecting his moves, and it wasn't long before some startling anomalies came to light. Before we go further, I have something very important to share. This morning, I got a notification from YouTube that my channel is 1 year old. I have to confess, when I uploaded my first video on this channel last year, I never imagined I would have this many subscribers. Close to 900 subscribers, never. I thought one had to be a celebrity to have these many numbers. As if this isn't enough, having a YouTube channel with over 100,000 views in a period of a year to my name was something I never thought I could achieve. For this reason, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone for your views, comments, likes, and even dislikes. I'm immensely grateful. I also like to make it clear that one of my goals for this channel right now is to get to 1,000 subscribers. But I don't even know how to ask because you have done so much for me and I don't want to sound selfish. So I thought it would be great for us to make a deal. If you subscribe to my channel to get me to 1K, I would do everything in my power to make my content better, more valuable, and more insightful. I promise you, it is a deal you will never, ever regret. So please, thank you as you subscribe. Let's get right back into the video. As fans delved deeper into the games, two prevailing theories emerged. The first one was calm, claiming Niemann's win was just as a result of Maxim's poor form, that it was not more than a fortunate fluke. Others that seemed to have dug deeper suggested a more aggressive claim, that Niemann's play was alarmingly inconsistent. Throughout the game, he displayed moments of brilliance, only to follow them up with baffling blunders that should not occur from someone who had just played good moves. The inconsistencies were so glaring that even Grandmaster Anish, who commented during the tie, couldn't agree more. And during the post-game interview, a pointed question to Niemann, setting the stage for a potential explosive revelation.
I think one of the things that made you so notorious is that your level of play is fluctuating a lot. And how do you explain that yourself, like this specific style of yours? What do you see is the reason for that?
I think that some of the positions that I was getting at the opening, and I watched in preparation for this match. I didn't really check that many openings, but I watched like maybe 5 or 6 hours of all of his matches, and I feel like in time pressure I was blundering. So perhaps the swings I'm better at certain positions, but I don't. This notion that I have very large swings was more so used for another implication. So I don't really take it too seriously.
The chess world was abuzz with skepticism after his response. Hans Niemann's shocking win over Maxim had left everyone wondering, was it a fluke or the real deal? Hans Niemann's humble explanation was dead on arrival. It didn't convince anyone. But since they could not hold anything against him, the prevailing sentiment was that Niemann's true level would soon be exposed and he would be crushed by his next opponent. So, all eyes were now on his next match against Wesley So. Niemann's critics were convinced that his luck would soon run out. The chess community was eagerly waiting to see if Hans Niemann could prove himself against another top player. On the D-Day, the stage was set for an epic showdown, Hans Niemann versus Wesley So. The chess world was still reeling from Niemann's upset win over Maxim, and many were eager to see if he could pull off another miracle. A lot of people anticipated a tie that would be filled with a lot of talking points, but what was witnessed was the funniest result ever. One could even argue it is the funniest matchup in chess history. This is because as the game progressed, it became painfully clear that one player was dominating the other, with the loser's position crumbling round after round. The game's outcome proved Hans Niemann's critics and doubters right. The matchup was indeed a mismatch. One player's pieces were perfectly coordinated, launching relentless attacks, while the other player's position was crumbling, their pawns weak and scattered. However, they were stunned to find that Hans Niemann was the one dominating and not being dominated. Hans defeated So mercilessly, putting up a performance even better than the one he put out against Maxim in the last round. Unlike the game against Maxim, where the game went to the last round before Hans Niemann won, this was a landslide victory for Hans Niemann against So. He led throughout the tie and there was no point So even took the lead. To make matters worse, Hans Niemann even gave So the last match so he could at least win because he was already leading 9-13. To emphasize how huge this victory is, So is not just any grandmaster. On October 19, 2021, So won the US Championship after defeating Fabiano Caruana and Samuel Sivian in the rapid tiebreak. Ironically, rather than Hans Niemann's critics to accept defeat or to concede, many believed Hans Niemann's victory was a huge red flag and not a testament to his skill. Sadly, Hans Niemann's win over Wesley So only fueled more skepticism. The chess world was still abuzz with Hans Niemann's stunning victory when a bombshell revelation that seemed to have shed light on the mysterious factor behind Hans Niemann's success made it out. Self-appointed analysts who appeared to have missed this revelation during their analysis of Hans Niemann's win over Maxim now came up with their claims against Hans Niemann's two victories. In no time, the whispers began to circulate and soon the entire chess world was abuzz with the news. Niemann's fluctuating performance against Maxim, which had initially been dismissed as nerves and luck, was now being re-evaluated in a more sinister light, and his landslide victory over Wesley So, a player known for his strategic brilliance, only added fuel to the fire. This new claim making the round was that the events, the chess championship in 2024, were played from the comfort of the players' homes, without the scrutiny of a live tournament setting. This convinced people Hans Niemann must have found a way to gain an unfair advantage from the comfort of his own home. It quickly became the narrative on the streets. The chess world was left reeling once more, wondering how such a thing could have been allowed to happen again and what it meant for the integrity of the game. However, just as it seemed like the controversy was reaching a boiling point, new information came to light. It was revealed that the events in question were played in a proctored virtual room designed to prevent cheating and to ensure fair play. Chess.com and Danya confirmed the room was equipped with advanced security measures, including webcam monitoring, screen sharing, and anti-cheating softwares.
First of all, as you yourself alluded to, you're playing with a proctor in the room, so you're under observation during the games, and obviously there's still a lot of people in the chat who cast aspersions on the honesty of your play. If you could kind of send those people a message and share your perspective on what it's like to play with a proctor and your thoughts on the situation in general, what would that message be?
Well, my opponent's playing with a proctor, so it's sort of a fair environment. Perhaps he's affected more than I am.
So, with this new information, the accusation against Hans Niemann began to unravel. It became clear that he had not in fact cheated his way to victory. At this point, all the accusations began to die down. Some people even began to confess that even though they had been anti-Hans, these two wins have won them over. Some, on the other hand, held on to their stance that once a cheater is always a cheater. As the drama surrounding Hans Niemann's win continued to unfold, a thrilling possibility captured the attention of chess fans everywhere once again. It was a potential matchup between Hans Niemann and the world's top-ranked player, Magnus Carlsen. Hans Niemann's win took him to the next stage, the semi-final, and his next opponent for this round would be the winner of the tie between Arjun and Magnus Carlsen. And as expected, Magnus Carlsen won. Hans Niemann vs Magnus Carlsen is the most anticipated matchup in the Speed Chess Championship, and The tie is finally on the horizon. This isn't just any ordinary chess match. It is a clash of titans, a battle for redemption and a chance for vindication. The history between these two chess giants is palpable. Magnus Carlsen, the world's top-ranked player, has publicly accused Hans Niemann of cheating. The tension has been simmering for years, and this match is a perfect opportunity for both players to prove their points. For Hans Niemann, this is a chance to silence his critics and prove that his previous win over Magnus was no fluke. He's been eager to face Magnus Carlsen again to clear his name. For Magnus Carlsen, this match is about validation. He has been vocal about his suspicion, and a win would confirm his claim that Hans Niemann cheated in his previous encounter. The stakes were higher than ever. The chess world held its breath, waiting to see which of these two giants would emerge victorious. Will Hans Niemann prove his doubters wrong and cement his status as a chess elite, or will Magnus Carlsen assert his dominance and validate his claims of cheating? One thing was certain: it will be an instant classic, a thrilling spectacle that would captivate chess fans worldwide. And that was exactly what it was. Adding to the drama, some fans even wondered, will Magnus Carlsen even play the game or show up at the contest? Or will he repeat his infamous protest from their previous scheduled matchup, where he resigned after just one move in response to the cheating allegation? This claim was further colored when Magnus Carlsen said in an interview he was not motivated to play the match.
I guess it's going to be exciting for some, but I mean, it's no secret that I would have wished for another opponent.
Which made some chess fans conclude that Magnus Carlsen was not going to show up for the tie. Hans Niemann, on the other hand, was unfazed by the fact that Magnus Carlsen was the world champion. He showed a lot of confidence during the press conference leading to the match, adding to all of these brags he had been making online on Twitter, calling Magnus Carlsen a coward, that it was only a matter of time before he would come out of his hiding spot.
I think that he's already broken, as I broke him in the Singfield Cup. And when I saw his interview after his Eredivisie match, he already seemed broken and mentally destroyed. So I think that as long as I can look him in the eyes and understand that there's absolutely nothing that he can do to even enter my mind space, then I believe that victory will be mine.